His name is Shawn Chenoweth, and he's with us, driver of the 89C. Didn't look like this one last night. It was a super version. This here is a super stock version, but I digress. Bring him up. What's going on there? Shawn, how are you?
Not bad. How are you, Joe?
Good, good. Things went good for you in the super late yesterday at Sunset Speedway.
Yeah, it was a really good day. We went out in the first practice, and we actually went to the top of the board, which is unheard of for me. But it was on like lap 21 or something of our run, so I thought we were in pretty good shape for a long run car. And then we just kind of twiddled our thumbs till it came qualifying time, and it didn't do very well there, but it all worked out in the end.
Hey, good car count yesterday, too. The supers are growing. You still got Jake Sheridan coming. I don't know. Was the 34 car out there? Did TJ get his car out yet?
No, they had some last-minute problems. They tried to get out the hardest they could. It just didn't work out. There's no point in hurting these things. If you can't come right, there's no point in going.
Oh, yeah.
He should be out. He said to me he'll be out at Peterborough. They should have it all sorted out, so it'd be good to get more cars.
Yeah, more cars, more guys to put in the rear view mirror. Looks pretty cool when you look in that mirror and you see all those guys, right?
I don't even have a mirror.
No? What do you got? Just the spotter, just Mike upstairs saying, okay, Shawn, look out the windshield.
Somebody in my ear tell me what's going on back there.
Yeah, that's what you need. Take us through the night. Obviously, it was good. You got the pole and away you go.
Yeah, we started 8th there, and knowing the long run and knowing those cars, you got to really respect the tires. So we kind of found our gaps and just rode around, kept the best case pace we could so we didn't get past. But on the restarts, I got after it for 3 or 4 laps after every restart, just trying to get whatever I could get on restarts. And once we got to the front, then the goal was just to control whatever we could control and only use what we had to use, and it all worked out.
There's no doubt these cars have goofy horsepower. How the hell do you keep the tires on these things for a 75-lap race, a 50, 100? How do you do it?
I'd like to say that everybody in that field's pretty good on throttle management. I know a lot of the guys, including myself, we restrict the motors for a place like Sunset. I'm pretty sure I cut probably about 150 horse out of mine, but it still light the tires up from one end to the other. It's just, you still got to respect it every lap you go around that place.
Isn't that crazy, right? Like, you got all this motor, you think, yeah, I love it, but like you say, it's pretty hard. When you touch that throttle, the wheels want to light up. The trick is, I guess, getting that horsepower to stick to the track.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, there's still a lot of throttle management. I mean, you can only kill it so much because, like you say, on restarts, with those tires around those cars, you can use it. You just can't use it the whole race. You'll be in a world of hurt. So, like I say, we cut ours back. I'm sure other guys cut theirs back. Everyone can go on here and lie, would say whatever they want, but I didn't need what I had for the most part. I couldn't get on the gas all the way anyway, so there's no point in running it open.
Yeah.
But you can have a small motor. You can't make that bigger, but you can always tame a big one down.
I gotcha. You are our Stewart's Hot Seat interview, I might add. I forgot to hit that off the top, but it's on my notes. You are our Stewart's Equipment Hot Seat interview of the night. And it's not because you're sponsored by Stewart's Equipment either. We had you selected as that for the job that you did behind the wheel. Tell me, Shawn, how much fuel goes into one of these cars? How much fuel do you go through in a 50-lap race?
In a 50-lap race, probably at Sunset, 6 gallons.
About 6 gallons of gas, right? Now, that's for the race. Does that include your practice, qualifying, and all that? Because you guys, I see you guys topping up. Well, every time you pull in, you put more in.
The whole day, if you do like a 75-lapper in practice and all, you're probably 10 to 15, depending on what you got for a setup and what you got for RPM and all that stuff. I know we did a fuel stop last night. I'm kind of baffled by why we would have to have a fuel stop, because I think with a 15-gallon cell, anyone should have went about 100 laps, but I don't know who's got what program, and maybe there is guys that burn way more. At Sunset, historically, in a 100-lap race in our APC car, we burn 9 gallons. And I mean, the super late model obviously makes more power, turns some more RPM, but you can only pour so much fuel down the hole.
Yeah.
So I can't see it burning more than 15.
Yeah, it's incredible the amount of money that your race teams have got to invest. Forget about a set of tires, because you're $2,000 or so for a set of 4 wheels. and they're only going to last you today, and then they got to get thrown away. You'll use them for practice, or I don't know, drying the track or something, but that's it. The fuel cost alone in these cars is got to be monumental, and you've got three different race cars that you're trying to keep fuel in to go out and race.
Well, I'm blessed to have VP as a fuel sponsor, actually, so I'm really in good shape with that. They really helped me out a bunch. But yeah, like it's the race cost during a day. I don't think a lot of people understand, and racers are all the same. We all want more money to race for, but I mean the tracks have expenses too. Like it's a double-edged sword. It probably on an average special event day where you got to take 4 tires. I can't see many guys spending less than $3,000 to go to one of those races, whether it be a late model, super late model. The super stocks aren't quite that high because you don't have to buy 4 tires every time. But I mean, it's an expensive day, and it all depends. Like I have a volunteer crew. Like I know there's guys out there that pay their crew to come. I can't. I couldn't even race if we did that. It's just not an option.
Right. And that's the way it comes down to, right? Like the amount of expense that a race team goes through, most people wouldn't know how much you do. And, they're looking at, I'm going to pay at the gate, and yeah, those guys are getting taken care of. But that isn't always the case. I thought I'd ask you that because I don't think many people ask you how much fuel you go through.
You got to have good partners, and that's the only way you can do it. And you got to be a little crazy in the head because there's no money in racing. Like you're going because you love doing it. Hopefully you can get some supporters and have some good runs, and that offsets how bad it hurts at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly, because that's when you usually find out. I know, Shawn, when we look back a calendar year, we get to the gold rush at Flamborough Speedway, and believe me when I say this guy was dialed in. Shawn had it all happen in that day. He had the car fast in practice. He was looking really good, and things were coming together, and all of a sudden it just went bam. And the engine let go, and talk about deflating, because you just lost like a $20,000 or $30,000 motor that just went right out the exhaust pipe, and there is no reclaiming that.
I wish that's all we lost.
No, yeah.
They're crazy, but once again, I have really good help and support and partners, and this is all I do. Yeah. I go home, eat, sleep, race. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I mean, every cent I have extra of my own money goes into what I'm doing. I want to do it, so it's like good for me. But there's lots of guys out there that juggle the family life, the wife, the kids, the soccer, the hockey, and they still go racing. I have no clue how they pull it off, but I have mad respect for all these guys that are doing it because I know how hard it is to do it. Like it's at the regional level, and for ourselves with a small team, me and my dad are the only two in the shop that work on these cars. So it's like it's real close to home and what this costs and what we do, but we've done it our whole lives.
Yeah.
So we don't know what else to do on a Saturday if we don't.
Yeah. You wouldn't be the kind of guy that would be in the dart league and the bowling league. That's not you. This is you, this racing thing. Shawn, how much, when you get to the racetrack, you got the engine under the hood. I don't care what one it is, because you got a pro late model, super stock, and a super late model. How much work goes into that engine at the track? Are you doing much tuning to it?
Actually, not really. The crate motor stuff's pretty much tuned. Mess with jets and a carburetor once in a while, but it's not crazy. And the super late model engine, I feel like the money we're spending when it comes off the engine builder's dyno, and I gotta say this one came off of Leach Performance's dyno, and it's dynamite. I trust that he did his job, and I call him before we go to race, anything you want me to do, but generally speaking, he's like, no, just go out there and see if you can win this thing.
Yeah, so you after a race is done, it's not like your car that, people drive down the road and you got 3,000 or 4,000 K before you got to change the oil. How often are you changing the oil in this baby?
Super late every race. It's just, I do it more to inspect all the filters, make sure I don't see anything bad, any bad guys, but I do it every race. The crate motors, we usually run 2 races, so about 100, 150 laps depending on practices, and I just flush it out, and same thing, we're inspecting filters and oil plugs, and just if you find anything crazy, then you go from there, obviously.
So you take the oil filter off, cut it open, and inspect them. Do you do that every time?
Yep. Yep. It's to me, it's good practice. If you find something before it goes catastrophic, it can be a lot cheaper to repair.
Right, right. Yeah. When you see engine wear, like, is there normal engine wear? Do you always find some metal in there?
In the crate motors, it's kind of shocking how much comes out of them things and they still run. But just like you say, last year we pulled the oil plug on the Stewart's Kubota car there, and we found a bunch of timing gear teeth came out of the oil plug.
Really?
Motor never skipped a beat. It didn't break. We had it out of the car. They took it down to Leach's. Leach had it fixed in a day and back in the car, and away we went. So that whatever 6-7 liters of oil costs probably saved them an engine just by doing it that frequently.
Thank God for that, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you would never know if the car doesn't skip a beat. You wouldn't know.
No, I would say if it probably lost many more teeth, it would have spun the timing chain, and then we would have had catastrophic failure.
Then kaboom.
All bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it goes real bad. How about the actual car, Shawn? You got tires that you change up. How long is a set of brakes good for on a super stock? How long are they good for in a pro? And how about your super?
Super stock pads, rotors, maybe a couple times a year. Pro late model because they're longer races, and probably 3 sets. And the super late, with the amount I run it, I'm pretty much fine for the year on 1 set of everything. Like I'm only going to run the car 5 times, so
Right.
it should go the whole season on a set of brakes. But like you say, when you're doing the pro late or the super late, that's a $3,000-4,000 adventure every time you do them, is depending on what you use for parts.
Exactly. And are you buying those parts? When you buy brake parts, you're not just going to Napa, are you? Or are you going to like a parts supplier that's right there? Or do you guys buy all specialty stuff?
Yeah, it's all specialty stuff, usually through Grisdale's or McCall's, depending on who we're dealing with that week or where I got to go to driving wise, or some of the Motor State account, whoever we can get to, Bicknell's. It's all aftermarket performance stuff coming out of the U.S. usually.
Yeah. So off the shelf stuff probably wouldn't last long at all, or would it even work?
No.
No.
I'm not even interested in trying it.
Yeah. So you always go the performance route. Interesting stuff. A lot of people wouldn't realize that. And yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Engines. You line up 3 motors. You got, your super stock, your pro, and your super. Is that it for the season? Hopefully. If they don't blow, are you running the same 3 engines all year?
Yeah, like the super stock car, this will be the second year I've been running that motor. And when I got the car from Stewart's, they had run it the year before. Like once again, I think if you do regular maintenance and you don't abuse the crate engine stuff, I don't see a great value in freshening them. Like they're a time bomb. They're from Mexico. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And we've freshened them in the past, and we didn't see major gains, so it didn't make a lot of sense to me. The super late model, this is my first go around with the super late model with Leach stuff. I would assume at the end of the year, after the 5 races, we'll have a conversation whether he wants to go through it or what he wants to do. But for the in-season stuff, I don't think, unless I put over 1,000 laps on it, we don't really got to worry about much of anything. Maybe check the valve springs and stuff like that, and obviously check the rockers and stuff for lash. But I think we should be good to go for the races we want to run.
Well, it tells you a lot about that maintenance program, and if you don't have one, you best get one, and you'll be able to compete with guys like this. Hopefully, there's a lot of experience in this guy, and just awesome to see. With the big win, Sunset Speedway. So your next super race, when is it? Is it Gold Rush, or are you doing anything?
I'm jumbled up on the schedules, but I'm pretty sure we're in the super again at Sauble on the end of the month, end of July, I think, sometime, or close to the end of the month. And then I believe after that it's Gold Rush, Delaware with the super, and then I won't be back in the super till Frostfest at the end of the year. And obviously in between all that, we'll be running the remainder of the APC races, and we're scheduled to do the Stewart's super stock races at Sunset, Sauble, and probably the remainder of the Dayco series, depending on how things shake out. And if I can fit any more in, I'll fit them in. I just haven't Haven't laid it out yet. It's a full-time job trying to keep the 3 cars on the track.
I can well imagine, my friend, and to keep them out there and be competitive like you are each and every time is awesome to see. I know that's what us race fans pay money, good money to go see. It's just amazing. Shawn, can't thank you enough for the time tonight as our Stewart's Equipment Hot Seat interview. Do us a favor, keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome watching you, man.
Thanks for having me on, Joe.
You betcha. That is Shawn Chenoweth right there. The guy can get it done. Super late model. Oh, I should have asked him about his super stock. He just missed the mark a bit on Friday night. It was the Dayco Super Stock Series. He's coming. Watch out. He's going to get his share of wins in that. I can guarantee you.